camera right now. Hi, Lee. Yeah, I have to run here, but I'll do.
His first words were, "I'm home. I'm back in Israel." And he's anchored. He managed to keep himself grounded. He followed every day and by date. His recall is phenomenal. He tells us that cumulatively he was 6 months alone.
I really appreciate.
There's almost no electricity. There's very little running water. The hygiene is what we can't even imagine after so much war and so much destruction. But he knew that he needed to speak with us, either with his eyes closed and silently, if that was what was allowed, or with his eyes open and whispering to himself. Aviva, how are you? I love you. Gal, I dreamt about you. I'm seeing you. Lee, I'm seeing you. I'm talking to you. That helped keep him grounded. He was moved many times from place to place. He, for a long, long time, had no exposure to the outside. He knew what Hamas told him. That's all he knew. But there were periods of time when he had exposure through radio or television to events. He couldn't choose what he was exposed to. If he happened to be in earshot of a radio or see a television screen, that was what he was exposed to.
Yeah, I'm sure you're anxious to get back to Kieth, so I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I really appreciate it.
He's so frail, he's pale, he's lost weight. I think to myself, my gosh, he was 484 days a hostage in Gaza with Hamas. How else should he look? I mean, what are you expecting from him? Those comments, for me, are not helpful. He came out alive. He's walking. He's holding himself strong. That's what's important.
Out, and then if you also ever want to reach out, if there's anything going on, feel free to contact me.
And yes, he is asking, what can he do to help bring the 79 remaining hostages home? We have said, at your pace. At your pace. We can speak for him, but it's at his pace. Varieties that are grown here, I won't say they're not grown in Europe, but he's a very, very modest person. He remains that way. He's very sensitive to, we can say, if we're waiting for him to go through a test here in the hospital, which he's had a lot of tests, and if it drags on and we've been waiting for another hug, he'll come out and say, I'm really sorry that it took so long. Kieth, you are not to be sorry about anything. We are sorry that it took so long for you to come home. And the hostage family, from day one, this is not political, this is not political, this is not partisan. I really, really hope and expect that our Prime Minister Netanyahu, and President Trump will sit, will speak, and will come out together with a declaration that we are changing the conditions. There will not be a phase 2. Everyone is coming out at as quickly a pace as possible. And we know that means declaring the war is over. We know that. The war needs to be over.